Stephen, after Tanner's last start in New York, there was some clear emotion and frustration from him after that game. It shows that clearly how much he cares. How much do you appreciate that, but also how do you make sure that he channels that energy in the right way?
Yeah, Tanner's always going to be, a, high energy competitor. That's who he is, and so everyone handles that differently. Everybody shows that differently, and there's no right or wrong way to act. And I think for Tanner, he learns from it. His frustration comes with himself. He wants to be perfect. He wants to be the best, and Tanner's demonstrated that over the year and a half I've known him now. So I imagine he learned from that. I thought he threw excellent in New York, and so did he. But the two mistakes he was not happy with, so he's going to learn from those and get better.
How important is it to push him in that situation, to get him keep rolling and try and pitch deeper into games?
I think it's really important with all of our guys. When you earn the sixth inning or you earn the seventh inning, let's go. Take that opportunity. That's part of them growing. That's part of us. If we're going to get where we want to go, we want those guys to be able to go out and get those 3 more outs. It saves the bullpen an inning. It allows them to know that, hey, I can go 7. I can go 7 strong. And we've seen a number of our guys, they go out for the 7th, and maybe they give up a hit or a walk or a homer and don't quite make it. Well, next time out, guess what? They're more equipped to go handle that situation. And that's just the way it's been this year. And there's times where you say, no, we're going to the bullpen. There's times where it's like, yeah, you got it. And it's knowing them and understanding that they're going to learn more and more every time out.
You guys talk through decisions, roster moves, etc., all the time, and it's not like just an idea pops up out of nowhere. How does a John Kensey for Jonathan swap? Like, why today?
Just Jonathan's been trending in the right direction. He's made some swing adjustments. We asked him to really work, and he bought in, and he's been working on it, and it's not quite there yet. But we as a group felt like our hitting group in the minor leagues, AAA staff, as we talked through it, they said he's at a point where he can come up and help us win games. And now we're going into a stretch of facing some left-handed pitchers the next few days. So it gives Jonathan an opportunity to get a couple of days in a row of playing time to get his feet wet and jump right in. That's not an easy role. The right-handed hitting outfielder is not an easy role. But so from Jonathan's perspective, we felt like he was ready. As far as John Kensey, it just hasn't been the start to the season that he would have liked or that we would have liked. And for me, John Kensey, just go play, go relax, get back to being you. There's some adjustments that need to be made, obviously, but I think in John Kensey's case, we know how good of a player he is. I mean, he plays an unbelievable right field. He's a good base runner, and he has the power to hit the ball out of the yard. It just hasn't been there yet this year, and we still hold true to the belief that John Kensey, the best version of him, helps us win games.
How hard is it for him, for any hitter, when you're like deep into it, and you're not necessarily getting 4 at-bats a day? Just do you like feel the weight of the world on your shoulders to get it all out in one game? Like how tough is that?
You feel like you have to go 5 for 4 every time you play, and it's one of those things that you start to put pressure on yourself. And we have conversations with our guys all the time about this. We do our best to keep them in a good, mental headspace. But there's nothing that can help when you're struggling and you're down on yourself and you put more pressure on yourself to be perfect. It's a really tough role, and we empathize with them with that. But we also try to equip them with the skills to overcome it. And again, I think sometimes we view getting sent to AAA as this super negative thing. Of course, everybody wants to be in the big leagues. No one wants to be in AAA. But this is the best thing that can be for John Kensey right now, to go get playing time, to go get at bats so that he can work on the things daily that he needs to.
Along that same line, I mean, like you said, everybody wants to be here. I know he's a great competitor, but it sounded the other day like he was almost trying to convince himself that, I'm just doing whatever I can to stay ready. And did you sense that maybe there was a little bit of relief for him? Like, okay, now I can let this go and just go play, like you say.
Yeah, I think sometimes you get to a point as a player sometimes where you feel like you just need a break. The hard part is there's no breaks here. There's no breaks in the big leagues. So yeah, there might be some relief, but at the end of the day, you have to fight. Every player goes through this stint. Every player, if you haven't played long enough, or you're the elite. But you know, Jose Ramirez got sent down to AAA early in his career. It happens. It's not the worst thing in the world. It's a chance to go reset, get some really good work in, and come back and help us win games.
Even when runs are hard to come by like they have been here recently, what kind of pressure does that put on the pitchers that say, hey, I have to be almost perfect?
I think pressure is stuff you put on yourself, right? But we all feel urgency. You know, at the same time, we faced some really tough pitching the last week we're talking through. So I like our at-bats. I think our guys are working. We're facing some really good pitching. It's hard to hit. And for our whole team, relax, stay the course, be us. You're going to hear a lot of noise. You're going to hear a lot of sounds from outside. They're not true. Keep going, keep playing our way. It's going to work.
You guys mapped out next steps for Brennan and Walters.
So both of them are scheduled for surgery tomorrow.
Brennan's, there's specificity.
So both of these, they have the acute injuries, but both of them are kind of going into surgery, and they're going to determine what all needs to be done, if that makes sense.
So how much do you never want to see injuries like that? How much you feel for those guys?
It's awful. I mean, you never want to see anybody get hurt. You know, for Andrew, you know, he's had a tough spring. He had the setback in AAA, and he was completely healthy, ready to go, and then he has this fluke one-time injury. And for Will, you know, the elbow, he feels it on one throw, and then he feels it on a second throw, and then all of a sudden you're going to have surgery. So we feel for both of them. You know, our thoughts are with them, but we know they're going to come back. They're going to put the work in and be ready to go whenever that timetable does come.
What's next for Eric Zabrowski?
I think he's got another outing here coming up. So. Yeah, he's on his rehab progression.
Is that AAA or?
Sorry.